Today you're going to learn about the 3 levels of learning, and you'll be able to use this to maximize your learning of any material that you're reading. Now, another important thing to realize is there's actually 3 levels in learning: literal, implied, and inferential. Literal information is data, facts, or information. For example, red is the primary color, that's data. Dresses are usually worn by women, that's a fact. And red is a popular dress color, that's information. Literal information is the people, places, things, and their actions. The next level of learning is called implied. It's something you presume to know already by the writer. You have to think and recall. Because it's not given by the author, you have to imagine it, figure it out. And that makes it interesting. Here's an example. Here's a sentence. The woman wore a red dress. You don't go, what's a dress? What's a woman? Or where would that stop? A woman is a female. What's a female? A double X chromosome. What's an X? What's a chromosome? Somewhere the map of the writer and the map of the reader have to have an alignment for the knowledge to transfer. And that doesn't always happen, especially in books like calculus, where the writer will say something like, it's easy, it's obvious, everyone knows. And you're sitting there thinking, I don't know it. It's not obvious to me. So not only don't I understand it, I'm not learning it at all. It makes you feel really foolish. What's really happened here is the writer, who's an expert on the subject, has a good map. They know the subject well, and they're making presumptions about what you know. A good writer would have said it's easy to see this is true because, and shared with you what they were seeing that made it so obvious to them. Now, in implied learning, the writer presumes you already know these things. But here's the problem. People have different maps, and they can experience the same information very differently. Suppose we're reading Mark Twain's Life on the Mississippi with someone from Jefferson City, Missouri, living on the Mississippi, have the precise same understanding and experience as someone from Kyoto, Japan, who's never been to the United States. Because of our experiences, sometimes the same material that makes sense to others doesn't always make sense to us. And because the writer makes presumptions about our experiences, this can sometimes account for some of the reading problems you experience. Now, the third type of learning is called inferential. That's the highest learning level. Things you already know before you begin learning that help you quickly add new information. Inferential invokes personal emotion. It helps you to visualize in your map. It goes beyond the facts to deeper understanding. Inferential learning enables you to question or criticize what you're reading based on how the author's map and your map line up. Sometimes your map needs to be adjusted because of new information. For example, if you were reading about smoking in the early 1940s, do you know many doctors recommended people to smoke to relax? Today we know it causes cancer. Back then they didn't have the data. So if you're reading a book that is encouraging people to smoke written by a doctor, first thing I check is the publication date to see how old the data is. Sometimes we have to reconsider what we believed is true based on newer information, and sometimes we have to be skeptical of what we're reading because the writer isn't giving us objective facts. They're biased and based on their own opinion. Inferential is going beyond the scope of a book. Imagine you read Trump's book, The Way to the Top, and you inferred how to make money teaching speed reading. Well, his book was written about real estate deals, but you saw a strategy, a business strategy that could work in an unrelated business that he never thought of using. When we take a book and we see new ways of using the information that even the writer hadn't thought of, that's inferential learning. Applying knowledge in a way the author didn't anticipate. For me, I was teaching in a school in Brooklyn where only 2% of the students graduated. No one wanted to be there. I wanted a new career, but I didn't know how to start it. So I read 10 books on how to create products and sell them on the radio. I don't think one book is enough. Maybe that person got lucky. They did everything wrong, but somehow it worked for them. But 10 books by 10 different people who all accomplished what you want to accomplish, that's not luck, that's a business plan. So I read the 10 books. It takes me 3 hours to read 10 books. And after I read the 10 books, I started creating products and going on shows. On one show, I sold 97 programs in just 5 minutes. And in another show, I sold 197 programs in a little under an hour. So in about an hour and 15 minutes, I made almost 6 months' income as a teacher. It was a no-brainer for me to quit my job as a teacher because I had created another career where I was making better income than I could possibly make as a teacher. And I want you to see this as a bigger goal of this program. Many of you are taking this program to finish your homework a little quicker or help you with your business reading at work, but it's much more than that. This could change your life. Learning new skills, knowing how to develop those skills can open doors and give you opportunities you never thought were possible before. In the next chapter, we're going to learn about the importance of inflection.